Have you dreamed of bigger things for your life? Then you are in the right place. Each week, you will be given tips on how to change your inner dialogue, conquer your goals, and ways to step into a higher version of yourself. I'm your host, Lauren Kubat. I'm a motivational speaker who hosts personal development events. I'm a sought-after fitness instructor, a wife, and a mom of 2 young boys. I'm obsessed with all things personal development, and I believe anyone can achieve the life they want. Let the Become Your Vision podcast be the inspiration you need to step into greater things. Now let's go. Hey, before we get into today's episode, I want to talk to you about being financially fit. Finances can be a huge stressor in many households, not to mention confusing, because it's not something that is generally taught in school. So it can be a bit overwhelming when trying to figure out what to invest in, how to invest, creating a budget, and paying off debt. Deborah Ostrom is a sponsor of the show, and she is also a financial coach who helps women create their own financial plan with simple methods, and she offers one-on-one coaching and has an online program to help women take control of their financial future. Check out her website, deborahostrom.com. That's DeBraHostrom.com to learn more about how she helps women master their money. And I will leave all that information in the show notes. Hello, friend. Thank you for joining me today in our topic all about developing an alter ego. So why have an alter ego? What is it? How do we develop it? We're going to go through all of that today. So maybe you have heard of an alter ego before in movies. Beyonce herself has an alter ego, which is Sasha Fierce. So what is an alter ego? It is an extended version of yourself. For me, I like to think my alter ego is a higher version of myself, maybe a better version of myself. And I feel like I have an alter ego and I need to tap into this person quite often, actually. So last week was a hard week. It was a hard week for me. I didn't make a post about this because honestly, I didn't want to be flooded with messages because I don't think I could handle that. So we had our dog, Bailey, for 16 years. Tom, my husband, got Bailey for me when I was 16 and he was 17. And this past week, we had to put her down. And it was extremely difficult. And Wednesday, I had to teach my classes, and I was like, mentally just in a different state. But for me, when I am working and I'm doing things to kind of distract myself or to follow some type of routine, it helps me because I spent time on the couch, obviously, just like crying and being sad, and that has its purpose, but, allowing myself to go into this deep hole and just like taking everything off of my schedule wasn't going to help me. I'm one of those types of people that I need to be doing and sticking to that routine. So on Wednesday, I had to teach my classes. So I teach group fitness classes and I put on a microphone, and I feel like anytime I step into the gym as the group fitness instructor, I am somebody else, essentially. I am me, but in an extended version of myself. So my alter ego is charismatic and bubbly and inviting, and I leave my shit at home. I leave it in the car. When I close that door and I walk into the gym, I am a different version of myself. I am the version that can take on things, that can suppress all of that crap that is going on in my real life and put on this mask essentially. And I have to do that. And I shouldn't say I have to. I don't want to bring other people down. I don't want people to be like, oh, what is wrong? And it's funny because I taught my class on Wednesday, and then I was like putting my shoes on after class, and my friend Mary is in the class with me, and she knew something was up. But I was trying to hide it as best as I can. And she was like, Lauren, what's wrong? And most everybody had left. Just some people were cleaning their bikes or whatever. And I started bawling, and I didn't want to, but I couldn't hold it back because I had my facade on. I had my mask on. I was in my alter ego. But then as soon as she asked, Lauren, is something up? My walls broke down and the floodgates happened. And I told her. But like I said, an alter ego is, for me, an extended version of myself. I don't want to bring people down. So it was important to me to show up. Everybody got a great workout, and I didn't want to bring anybody down. But Mary, she's my friend, and we all need friends that we can rely on and share everything with. So why have an alter ego? Well, because sometimes we feel like we literally just can't, but we are adults and we have responsibilities. And living in reality sometimes doesn't serve us. So we have to step into, past the reality and create our own reality. And sometimes that's just a happier reality. And I'm sure you have some extent already of your alter ego built. Maybe you just haven't thought about it. You have your work version. That can be an alter ego. You have your mom version. You have your spouse version. You have hanging out with your girls version, right? Because we're hanging out with your girls, using this as an example, it's, you're having fun. You can let loose. And maybe at home, you're not as fun. Maybe you just want to hang out on the couch, whatever it is. But you have a different version of yourself when you're hanging out with your girls. But I think it's girls. I think it's very important that we actually develop and have a more have a picture built in our head of what our alter ego is and what it does, what it looks like, what it feels like, so that when we feel like, oh my gosh, I literally cannot do this today, we can tap into that version of ourselves. So right now, as you are driving, as you are walking, wherever you're at listening to this show, what does the higher version of yourself look like? How do they act? How do they carry themselves? What are their mannerisms like? Develop this person for you so that when you are feeling down, or maybe you're going into a job interview, right? And you are scared shitless and you're like, ooh, I don't know. But you want to project confidence. You have to tap into this other version of yourself if you really want to get that job. So let's say, use this as an example. If you're going into a job interview, what does the higher version of yourself look like? How do they carry themselves? What are you wearing? How do you interact with the person that is interviewing you? So develop this shell. I want you to think about it. This is something you can also journal. And when you're feeling like, oh, I just can't today, tap into this other version of yourself. So Sasha Fierce, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but Sasha Fierce is Beyonce's alter ego. Beyonce says that who she is on stage is not necessarily who she is in her everyday life. So Sasha Fierce, when she's on stage, she is going all in. She is breaking down every song. She's going into every motion, and she delivers. Everybody loves watching Beyonce because she delivers. She is a performer. She is extroverted. But Beyonce herself, she said in her normal day life, that's not really her. She struggles with actually speaking her mind sometimes. She is more introverted. She's a little bit more shy. But if she was this version, normal Beyonce on stage, she probably wouldn't have the success that she does when she is tapping into this Sasha Fierce, who is sassy, who is confident, so who owns the stage. So hopefully that example helps you as well. Today's episode is shorter than normal, but I wanted to bring you something that you can use to help you boost your confidence. Confidence is the name of the game lately. I am hosting a confidence bootcamp, and by the time you are listening to this, we began session 1 last night on Zoom. If you are still interested in being involved in this confidence bootcamp, it is 4 weeks. Yesterday, again, we started, but I send all the workshops and I send the recorded video out to you. So if you can't watch live 7 p.m. Eastern time, you can watch whenever, wherever. But this confidence bootcamp is for you if you are like, I need a little extra boost. I need somebody to hold my hand a little bit so that I can stop worrying about being judged by others, that I can eliminate or minimize being so critical of myself, because feeling like I am not enough, it doesn't feel good, right? You don't like not feeling smart enough, motivated enough, pretty enough, just plain enough. So if you are interested in this confidence bootcamp, I am giving you helpful tips to help you with your mindset and actual strategy through the workshops that you can actually take pen to paper and develop the more confident version of yourself. If you are interested in this, the link is in the show notes. All you have to do is go to laurenkubat.com. Again, that is in the show notes, and you can still sign up for the Confidence Bootcamp. It is only $17. You guys, if you love this episode, I would appreciate it if you share it to your social media on Instagram, on Facebook. Share it with a friend, text message, and leave a review. It would mean so much to me. Spotify listeners, you can leave a 5-star review now, which is super exciting. If you would like to actually add words to your review on Apple Podcasts, scroll all the way down past the first episode and leave your review there. It would mean so much to me, and it helps my confidence. It helps my self-esteem when I'm able to read why you listen to the show. Okay, you guys, remember, you got this. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you love this episode, make sure you are subscribed so you know when more episodes come available. My goal is to inspire others to become their vision, and one way to get the word out is with reviews. I would really appreciate it if you left an honest review on iTunes, and it would mean so much to me. Thanks again, and remember to go after the life you want. Bye, guys.